Good evening. In the news tonight, we find out exactly what one section of 171 has been up to, and Corporal Mickey McBride reports on some recon and air delivery Marines. We'll have that MWR trivia question for you. We've changed our name. It's no longer 66 Newswatch. Starting tonight, that's right, we're called FEN News. So remember that one, and we'll have FEN Sports with Lance Corporal Gina.
That's right. Thanksgiving is coming up, and I have the results of the Thanksgiving bowling tournament held this past weekend.
Stay with us. FEN News is next.
For military public affairs offices and AFRTS news sources, this is FEN News for Marine Corps Air Station, Iwakuni, Japan.
Every now and then we hear about a group of Marines doing a job that seems at first rather unusual. Well, the Marines from Marine Wing Support Squadron 171's engineering section are working a job that's strictly for the birds.
How can these weeds growing along Iwakuni's flight line possibly cause problems for air station pilots?
Well, the water gets stagnant and it attracts the wildlife, and the birds are flying around at the edge of the runway, and it creates a hazard for the planes coming in and taking off. You don't want the birds to fly out into the path of the airplanes. They get sucked up into the engines, create damage and stuff like that.
Birds damaging aircraft? Hopefully not anymore after these Marines finish up this 6-month project. The engineers from 171 are cutting new ditches to allow for proper draining, thereby preventing wild weed growth that attracts the birds. It may sound easy, but as these Marines have found out, working on reclaimed land causes some of their heavy equipment to sink. This is caused in part by high water levels in the ground. One of the reasons these Marines are here.
Ditches have probably been in since the base has been here, and they haven't been very well took care of. And over the years, the elevations changed, and the ditches have filled up with dirt and grass, and it just creates a blockage, and you get no water flow at all. So we're cleaning the ditches out, more or less, and widening them, and so the water will flow more easily.
Sergeant Oxendine is the site manager for this project, which is unusual because of its size and importance. Usually a staff NCO would run things, but this time the staff NCOs let the younger Marines take charge.
We have the new guys that are just out of school, and people that haven't been operating in a while, out doing the job themselves and letting them get the experience. I mean, while I am nowhere near the best operator we have, I can do just about everything that needs to be done. But it does me no good to do it because then they're not getting the experience. So it's best to have the young guys and the young troops out here doing the training.
When this project's finished, the Marines from MWSS 171's engineering section hopefully can say, these weeds are no longer for the birds.
Recon and air delivery Marines don't just fall out of the rack, board an aircraft and jump. Days and days of safety briefs and pre-jump training take place prior to an actual parachute operation. Marine Corporal Mickey McBride has a story on how all that training pays off.
Check body position and count.
After the safety brief and final sustained airborne training, 15 Marines from 3rd Reconnaissance Battalion and Air Delivery Platoon packed their gear, secured their harnesses and chutes, and boarded a C-130. Their destination was a bay near Camp Schwab. After completing all prior preparation, these Marines were ready to take the plunge.
The ramp's coming down, you feel that wind coming down your neck, you're looking out and seeing all the patches of land. You think to yourself, am I going to jump over land or am I going to jump over water? Oh, that's right, here we go. A little funny, I usually say a little prayer and think about the nice things, and I look out and just kind of look at the beauty, because it is very pretty. I feel the wind coming down my neck and thinking that pretty soon my knees will be in the breeze.
A clandestine water jump enables these Marines to gather necessary reconnaissance and information.
The purpose of the jump, like any other jump, is an insertion method. Sometimes it may call, or the situation may call, to come in through the water, fin in, to reach land and continue on patrol and do what you have to do.
Communication is essential to ensure the safety of the parachutist and keep the Marines on target.
Also, it's my job to be the direct link between the DZ commander, which is the drop zone commander, and the control beach, which is where we're at right now. And he informs me over the radio of everything that's happening during the operation, and then I inform everybody else here on the drop zone what's happening.
All right, hot pass.
Jumping from 1,250 feet and in winds of 8 to 10 knots can be a little scary.
Well, I know from personal experience, every jump that I've been on, you always have a little bit of nervousness, because if you don't, that probably means you're overconfident and something could go wrong. You've always got to have that little bit of fear in the back of your mind to keep you on your toes.
Safety boat crews retrieved the jumpers and chutes, then returned to shore. For those in the boats, it was nothing short of a roller coaster ride on water. For practical reasons, this jump would usually be made at night.
But do it day one time until you get experience, and then try again at night where you really can't see what you're doing. And that's the real trick of it all. And that's what you're really going to be doing if you come in clandestine.
From the pilots and air crew to those in the boats, the support needed to perform a water jump mission is extensive. Due to the professionalism of all the Marines involved and their prior training, the jump was safe and successful, with the Marines gaining necessary proficiency. Marine Corporal Mickey McBride, Camp Schwab.
And in other news, tomorrow at the base chapel, 2 Thanksgiving Eve services will be held. There's a Roman Catholic service scheduled from 5 until 6, and also there will be a Protestant service, and that's going to start from 6:30 until 7:30. So plan on attending one of these Thanksgiving Eve services. And that's going to do it right now in the first block. Stay with us. Weather comes your way right after this.
Tonight's trivia question is, what do the first 2 numbers of the MOS designator stand for? If you think you know the answer, give us a call at 236-5661.
My whole life has been with the Navy, and this is why I wanted to go into civil service with the Navy in order to continue, because it's an area that I'm experienced and familiar with. Well, I've spent practically all my life, all my Navy career in the support field, administrative support field, and I wanted to continue association with the Navy after I retired, and also I enjoy being able to do things for people or help them out, and that's what admin support does. It gives you a good feeling to know that you've done something good or fast or correct, or all 3, and it just gives me a good feeling to be able to help people.
And welcome back. Our current outside temperature is 65 degrees. Barometric pressure is 29.84. Winds are out of the southwest at 3. Today's high got up to 65 degrees, and the low last night down to 59. Moving into our satellite forecast, I'll tell you a little bit of what happened today. This low pressure system that was moving in yesterday finally got over us and is going to give us some more cloudy skies tonight, some possible rain throughout the evening. But the high pressure system right behind me, now in front of me, is going to move in, breaking all that up for tomorrow. And we should see some mostly cloudy skies, and we'll have some fog and all that, but it should clear up and look a little bit better, push some of that rain out of here and give us a happy Thanksgiving. At least that's what we hope right now. Let's check our Far East temperatures. Misawa 59 and 48. Seoul, Korea 52 for the high, 50 for the low. Iwakuni 64, 59. Okinawa gorgeous down there, 81 and a low of 66. Tokyo 63 and 59. And QB Point down in the Philippines got up to 90 with their low last night of 79. Moving on to stateside temps. In Milwaukee, Wisconsin went up to 55 and 42 for their low, mostly cloudy there. In Boston, Massachusetts 44, 37. Mobile, Alabama was partly cloudy, 74 and 44 down there. And this was Houston, Texas, and that's 80 and 62 for their low, 46 for the high in Salem, Oregon, 28 for the low. 28 for the low, 66 for the high in San Diego, and 60 for their low. The high and low in the nations. McAllen, Texas pulled it in with 88, and right behind me again, Elkins, West Virginia with 14. Second day in a row for that one. Let's take a look at tomorrow's forecast right now, and it's on a nice little picture. Tomorrow's forecast is going to be mostly cloudy with some morning fog, hopefully clearing up later in the day, and we're going to have a high of about 60, low of about 44 degrees. And the picture behind me, let me step out of the way, is from Stephanie Nad, and she won the Turkey Day coloring contest. Very nice little picture there. And we'll head on over to the sports desk right now with Lance Corporal Gina Wrench.
Thank you, Sergeant Klippel, especially for those weather temperatures in Texas. Well, bowling seems to be keeping a lot of people busy lately, and after the Thanksgiving tournament, it's keeping them well fed as well. Turkeys, hens, and hams were included in the prizes for the winning competitors on Sunday. Now let's take a look at the lucky recipients. In first place, it was Bobby Morris and Jessica Alfer with an 8:52 series. Tom Booth and Fumika Ford took second at 8:47. Third went to Ed and Cora Armas, who bowled an 8:12. In fourth place, John and Mary Miller finished with 7:70. Fifth place was taken by Tony Flick and Mayumi Ohata with a 7:37 series. And Lynn and Woody Woodworth came in sixth. They had a series of 5:55. In the special event high game category, Morris and Alford took first again. Their score in this one was 222. Booth and Ford with a 255 took second again, and John and Mary Armas were third with 243. And in fourth place, Joe and Mary Marrier scored 221. And while these people were collecting their winnings from the bowling tournament, several others were gathered at the Youth Center to witness some children perform their talents in a special dance recital. The evening began with a play done by the English Club from the Iwakuni Junior High School. The story was the traditional Pied Piper, but the Japanese students added their own flavor and style. They practiced on the play for 2 months, but were solely responsible for choosing the story and designing the choreography. This act was followed by several dances taught by instructor Alina Esparza and performed by her students at the Youth Center. The students ranged from age 3 to 13, and there were approximately 30 dancers in the recital. The evening was an opportunity for the children to display their talents and the adults to show their pride. And in other sports, MWR is now taking sign-ups for the 1990 Fall Racquetball Tournament. The event is slated for December 1st at 8 a.m. Men and women's novice, open, and masters categories are being filled. Entry blanks are available at the information and reservation section in Building 144. For more information, call 236-5437. And intramural basketball season starts the 26th of November. All games will be played in the base gym. They're still looking for interested players, but time is running out. So if you'd like to participate this basketball season, hurry up and sign up before it's too late. For more information or to sign up, contact Herb Gowing at 4605. And that's all we have in sports tonight. Stay with us. FEN News will continue.
And a couple more reminders for you tonight. The DoD show scheduled for this evening at the Tamagotchi Club featuring the Jive Bombers will be rescheduled at a later date. The band wasn't able to land, there due to inclement weather. Also, the deli at the commissary will be closed from Saturday the 24th of November until Monday, December 10th for renovations. Let me get it together here and we'll get on the answer onto the phone with our trivia question. Hi, who am I speaking with tonight?
Stephen and Ross.
Stephen, and you have the answer to our trivia question. What do the first two numbers of the MOS designation stand for?
Occupational field.
Oh, congratulations. You are a winner from your friends at MWR. And what you've won, Stephen, is a free pass for a weekday game of golf. Do you play golf?
No.
No? Well, guess what? You get to learn for free. Thanks for playing.
Okay.
Okay, hang on and I'll get with you on the instructions right after this.
Okay.
That's going to do it in the news block tonight. Lance Corporal Wrench in sports wrap things up for us for tomorrow.
Tammy Coleman should be back with us.
Okay, that's going to do it in FEN News. Hope you have a great evening.
Good night.